Oops. Oops. Oh, oops. Stop scrolling. Don't blink. Don't breathe yet. Because this is the second the room goes cold. This is the moment they whisper, "Wait, was it always them?" Yeah, too late now. They laughed first, always do. Soft laughs, cheap laughs, nervous laughs, pretending to be confident. They called you dramatic, said you were doing too much, said you were quiet because you had nothing to say, weak because you didn't react, normal because you didn't explode. And you let them believe it. You wore the mask. You played polite. You played human. You played small. Not because you were scared, but because predators don't show teeth until it's time to bite. Here's the part nobody warns them about. Silence isn't peace. Silence is loading. While they were busy underestimating you, you were studying everything. Patterns, cracks, egos, weak points. You weren't surviving. You were arming yourself. They thought you were broken? Nah. You were becoming. And then it happened. That microsecond. That ugly pause. When the joke didn't land. When the room shifted. When your name suddenly carried weight. That's when they realized. Not slowly. Not gently. All at once. Oh no. Wait. This isn't who we thought. Since when were they like this? Since always. You just weren't supposed to wake up. See, the Joker isn't born screaming. He's built in silence. Ignored, dismissed, poked, tested. Until one day the smile stops being friendly and starts being honest. They pushed. You adapted. They mocked. You sharpened. They relaxed. You evolved. Now look at them. The confidence is gone. The laughter sounds forced. They're watching you when you're not looking. They're nervous about what you might do and terrified of what you won't explain. Because power that explains itself is still asking permission. And you stopped asking a long time ago. This isn't revenge. This is alignment. This is what happens when someone survives long enough to remember who they actually are. You're not loud. You're not chaotic. You're inevitable. So let them realize late. Let the regret hit them in waves. Let the silence answer every question they're too scared to ask. They should have known. They should have noticed. They should have stopped. But they didn't. Oops. They just realized who TF they messed with. And there's no undo button. Way too late now. They're replaying every moment now, every joke, every side eye. Every time they tested you just to feel tall. Funny how memory sharpens when fear shows up, right? Suddenly they remember how you watched more than you spoke. How you never begged, never chased, never explained yourself. They mistook restraint for weakness. That's the oldest mistake in the book. Because monsters don't announce themselves, they adapt. They observe. They learn the rhythm of the room until they can predict the next laugh before it happens. You learned who lies for applause, who folds under pressure, who panics when control slips half an inch. You didn't need power then. You were building leverage, and now every step you take feels louder to them than thunder. Not because you're doing more, but because they finally see what you are. They feel it when you enter a room, that invisible pressure, that shift where conversations change tone, where jokes die mid-sentence, where confidence suddenly needs approval. They don't know why they're uneasy, they just know they are. You see, real power doesn't chase dominance. It doesn't bark. It doesn't flex. It lets others talk themselves into mistakes while it stays calm, still, smiling. That smile, it's not joy, it's clarity. You survived being overlooked. You survived being misunderstood. You survived becoming your own support system when nobody clapped, nobody checked in, nobody believed. That kind of survival changes the chemistry of a person. It removes fear. It deletes the need for validation. It creates something dangerous, self-trust. They can't intimidate someone who already died inside and rebuilt themselves from scraps. They can't shame someone who made peace with being the villain in stories written by cowards. They can't control someone who no longer needs their approval to breathe. That's why they're uncomfortable now. Because you don't react the way they expect. You don't flinch. You don't over-explain. You don't defend your truth. You let silence do the damage. And deep down, they know what's coming. Not chaos, not revenge, not explosions, elevation, the kind that leaves people behind without touching them, the kind that rewrites hierarchy without permission, the kind that makes enemies question themselves in private while you sleep peacefully at night. You didn't become heartless. You became precise. You didn't lose empathy. You just stopped wasting it on people who confused access with entitlement. So let them realize late. Let it burn slow. Let the regret echo every time your name comes up and nobody laughs anymore. Because the scariest thing isn't a loud enemy. It's the one who stayed quiet, learned everything, and moved on without looking back. They keep asking the same question in different ways now. Since when? As in, how long were they capable of this? That question eats at them because the answer is terrifying, always. You didn't change overnight. You didn't magically level up. You didn't get lucky. You were forged in the moments nobody saw, in the nights where doubt tried to choke you, in the days where being invisible felt heavier than being hated. You learned patience the hard way, by having no other option. While they were loud, you were listening. While they were flexing, you were mapping exits. While they were performing confidence, you were learning how fragile it really is. That's the part that haunts them. Not what you're doing now, but how calm you are while doing it. Because chaos looks desperate. But control looks bored. They don't know how to react to someone who doesn't need to prove anything. Someone who doesn't rush. Someone who doesn't chase applause or beg to be understood. Someone who knows silence can dismantle egos faster than words ever could. You became fluent in restraint, and restraint, when sharpened long enough, becomes dominance. They feel exposed around you, like their masks don't work anymore, like their tricks are obvious, like their confidence leaks when you look straight through it. You don't attack them. You let them reveal themselves. That's why they're spiraling, because intimidation fails when fear is gone. Manipulation fails when validation isn't needed. Mockery fails when the target already outgrew the room. You crossed that line, quietly, the line where opinions stop mattering, where rejection loses its sting, where being misunderstood feels lighter than pretending. You didn't harden your heart, you refined it. Now everything about you feels intentional. Your movements, your words, your absence, especially your absence. They notice when you don't show up anymore, when your energy isn't available for free, when your attention is no longer something they can summon with noise. That's when regret creeps in, not loud regret. The private kind, the kind that shows up at night and asks uncomfortable questions. What if we misjudged them? What if we pushed the wrong person? What if this was preventable? It was, but prevention requires awareness, and awareness requires humility. They had neither. You're not here to punish anyone. You're not here to settle scores. You're not here to explain yourself into acceptance. You're here to move forward, unbothered, unchained, unrecognizable to the version of you they thought they controlled. That's the real shock. Not your rise, not your strength, not your edge. It's the fact that you don't need them to witness it. They realized who they messed with. not because you announced it, but because everything changed when you stopped caring. By now, they don't even talk about you out loud anymore. Your name lives in pauses, in glances, in that awkward silence when someone almost jokes, then remembers. Fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes it lowers its voice and pretends nothing's wrong. They tell themselves stories to sleep better. That person got lucky. They changed. Something must have happened to them. Yeah, you happened to you. You reached the point where survival turned into authorship, where pain stopped being something that happened to you and became something you used. You didn't heal pretty, you healed accurate. And accuracy scares people more than rage ever could. They feel small around you now, not because you try to dominate, but because you no longer bend. You don't adjust your tone to make them comfortable. You don't soften truths to protect fragile egos. You don't rush to fill silence like you owe the room something. That's the kind of presence that rearranges power without permission. You see, the Joker doesn't chase chaos. Chaos follows him because order can't predict him anymore. And unpredictability is lethal to systems built on control. They built expectations around the old you, the quieter you, the version that tolerated disrespect just to keep peace. That version is gone, not dead, obsolete. What replaced it isn't loud, it's not reckless, it's calibrated. You know when to speak, you know when to disappear, you know when doing nothing causes the most damage. They sense it, that you're no longer reacting, you're choosing, and choice is terrifying to people who survive by manipulation. Some of them want access again. They smile differently now, compliment you carefully, test the waters with fake humility, but you see it instantly. Once you've lived behind masks, you recognize the seams. You don't hate them. Hate requires investment. You've moved past that tax bracket. What you feel now is clarity, clean, cold, liberating. You understand that not everyone who doubted you was evil. Some were just small, some were afraid, some needed you beneath them to feel tall. And that's okay. You don't need to punish gravity for pulling weak things down. Let them realize late. Let the understanding arrive when it can't change the outcome. Let them connect dots that no longer matter. Because the truth is brutal and simple. You didn't rise to prove them wrong. You rose because staying small was killing you. And now you walk lighter, sharper, unreachable. The scariest part isn't what you've become. It's that you're still smiling, still calm, still moving forward like nothing happened. That's when they know. They didn't just underestimate you, they activated you. Oops. Way too late now.